Hi, this is Tim and Zach for Voila. I've got another video here we'd like to do for you, just kind of a quick one. I want to show you something. This is an ampla. It's really not important that you know specifically what the plant is. I just want to talk about what we're doing here. This was grown in a little bitty cup. This is not even what we would call a Dixie cup. This at the grocery store is called a bathroom cup. It's about a 6 to 8 ounce cup. This is a standard 16 ounce Dixie cup. You can see the size difference. Now, I grow a lot of my plants like this, and you can see this thing has about a 4 foot to 6 foot spread on it. It blooms. It acts just like a plant in a bigger container. It's a little abused because I've had it in ice chest for a couple days. But the thing that's important to know is that even in a smaller environment, it'll still grow, bloom, and do everything it's supposed to do. At this point though, in this clear cup, you can see all the roots here around it, and it'll actually just slide out. I'm gonna pull it out here, and you can see all these big roots. This is roots looking for food, looking for fertilizer. It's getting root bound. Now, to keep it like this, keep it growing like this, this will help make it want to tuber, because it's now root bound, it's run out of room, it doesn't know why, it assumes it's supposed to be in the mud. Okay, we're back. We're talking about growing a water lily in a little 4 ounce bathroom cup. And the thing is, you can do that, it'll grow fine, it'll bloom, it'll do everything you want to do. It just won't get big and magnificent and gorgeous. So now, if I wanted to plant this up and make it a big, beautiful lily, I would take like the 2-gallon squat pot from the last video, or this thing, which is about a 4-gallon. I would fill it with fertilizer, dirt, everything I need to do. I would drop it in here, let it take off, and within a couple weeks this thing will be blooming its head off, and we would go from this size of a pad up to about 1.5 to 2 foot. But with this particular one, it's now late in the season, and I want to make this thing stay like it is, go to sleep, and hopefully tuber for me to provide me with more than one plant next year. So all I'm going to do is give it a little food, and I'll bump it up into this size so that it'll still have food and still grow. I could actually just put it in plain dirt, but in my area I have another 2 to 3 months of growing season, and I don't want it to like totally starve, so I'm going to give it a little bit of food. But we talked about bumping up a tropical in the last video, and talked about pulling one out of one pot and taking it and putting this is basically essentially what you would look at. Every time you're bumping up something, you're going to look like this. You do not want to disturb all these roots. You know, a lot of terrestrial plants, trees and things are like, oh, tear up the root mass so it can grow, spread out. You don't want to do that here. Let's not tear them up, because this is what's searching for food, okay? So in this case, I'm going to have some soil. And remember, I already have more than half this cup in volume, so I don't need a whole lot. Just need a little bit of fertilizer. Got it all good and mixed up. Pack it in. Now, all I'm going to do is take this, put it in here, and since it's already kind of formed a shape without damaging everything, I'm just going to press it here against the side. You normally want it in the middle, but in this case, the 1/2 inch is not going to make a big difference. I'm going to take the excess dirt, put it in, because remember, the nutrition that's there is what's in the bottom. So this thing is going to continue to actively grow for the next couple months. It's going to find that extra nutrition. It's going to grow, continue to bloom, continue to put out pads, and then at a certain point, it'll go to sleep, whether it's from running out of food, whether it's from becoming root bound, or if it's because of temperature changes and we've gotten cold. Either way, it's going to go to sleep. And we hope it's stored up enough energy at that point to make tubers. Tuber is basically a little round ball. We'll talk about that in another video. But at that point, instead of getting one plant, we're hoping that it will produce more than one. So we hope to take this and turn it from one plant into 2 or 3 or 4 next year. Once again, this is Tim and Zach for Voila, talking about potting up and talking about tubering. Thanks for watching.